Hello again. Welcome to class 164. Rolling, 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 rolling. Keep moving, moving, moving. Though they're disapproving, keep them doggies moving. Raw high. Yes, sir. We're progressing. Rolling, rolling. Yes, sir. Okay, Philip Johnson. Finally, we're going to start with our favorite people. Maybe they're not your favorite people, but they're my favorite people. Where's Philip? Le perdido. Philip Johnson. Well, I think he's here. So I don't need to show you Philip Johnson. But I'm going to read from this, because reading from this, the reflection of the light is difficult. So I'm going to read. Todo esto pasó ayer, eh? Yesterday, all my troubles, etc. Yes, yes. No me digas yesterday, no. Yeah. ¿Lo oyes? ¿Oyes la diferencia? Voy a decirlo con acento español. Yes. La palabra sí, sí, estoy de acuerdo. I agree. Yes, yes. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? Yes, yes. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Practica hasta caerte con esto. Yes, con la Y. Abre cualquier diccionario a la sección de las Y. Marca las palabras relevantes, conocidas. Yesterday, yard, Scotland Yard, year, yellow, you, universe. Bueno, eso es con la letra U. All right, Philip Johnson. You remember, he's American. He works in a bank. He's the general manager of the bank. He's married to Nancy Johnson, and they have two children, Denise Johnson and Michael Johnson. Michael's 14, Denise is 11, etc., etc., etc. All right, are you ready? Yesterday, Philip Johnson had a busy morning. Usually he gets up at 7:30 every morning, but yesterday he got up at 7 because his wife, Nancy, had to leave home very early to take a report to a client of hers 70 miles from Lincoln. Toma, 70 miles from Lincoln. Nancy left home at 7:25, and Philip made breakfast for himself and for the children. Usually, Nancy makes breakfast for all three, but yesterday was an exception. Philip took a shower. Los británicos dirían had a shower. Philip took a shower and had breakfast before the children got up. He prepared fried eggs. Wow, huevos fritos. He prepared fried eggs and toast for Michael and Denise. And at 8:30, he took them to school. He got to the office at 10 minutes past 9. 9:10. He had three meetings during the morning. The first one was at 10 o'clock with the bank's lawyer. El abogado del banco, the bank's lawyer. They discussed, segunda columna, de los regulares. They discussed a problem. Fíjate cómo enlaza. They discussed a problem with an important client who wanted to suspend payments on a loan. Recuerda, client buys a service, customer buys a product. That's the difference. Although many times we say bank customer, conceptually a client buys an intangible service and a customer buys a tangible product. So you're buying tangible books. You're a customer of these books, but you're a client of mine. They discussed, the bank's lawyer and Philip, they discussed a problem with an important client who wanted to suspend payments on a loan. Suspender los pagos de un préstamo, devolución del préstamo, de un préstamo. A loan. Escrito loan, como barco, boat, se pronuncia boat. Camino, road. Loan, escrito loan, pero se pronuncia loan. A loan, un préstamo. Suena igual que estar solito. Fui al banco a pedir un préstamo, yo todo solito. I went to the bank to ask for a loan alone. Rima. All right. They discussed a problem with an important client who wanted, tercera columna, quería, who wanted to suspend payments. Suspend, como en español, suspender. To suspend payments on a loan. On a loan. They decided, third column, they decided to wait until the meeting with the bank's board of directors to make a final decision. Muchos británicos dicen to take a final decision. To take. But I think in 100 years it make. A decision maker, a decision taker, the decision-making process. Okay, to make a decision. So they decided to wait. They didn't make a decision. The lawyer and Philip, they didn't make a decision. They decided to wait until the meeting of the bank's board of directors, Consejo de Administración, to make a final decision. At 11:30, he received the owner of a ceramic factory near Lincoln. Cerámica, como en Castellón. Yes, in Villarreal. There are a lot of ceramic factories. At 11:30, he received the owner, el propietario, the owner of a ceramic factory near Lincoln. The man needed $500,000, $500,000, to add a new building, agregar, añadir, to add a new building, una nave se le diría aquí en español, no edificio, una nave de fabricación seguro, to add a new building to his factory. The ceramic factory was one of the best in Nebraska, and Philip knew the man very well and trusted him. Okay. At 12 o'clock, Philip met with the chief commercial officer of the bank. O sea, director comercial, jefe comercial. Se dice officer. That's very American. The chief commercial officer of the bank to discuss a salary question. I want more money, the salary question, concerning one of the employees in the commercial department. He went to lunch with the chief commercial officer at 12:30. They had lunch in a small restaurant near the office. Okay, aquí tenemos muchos verbos. We have a lot of verbs, all of them in the past tense. Let's dissect this episode. All right? Diseccionemos. Let's dissect. Yesterday, Philip Johnson had a busy morning. Fíjate fonéticamente, ¿cómo lo voy a decir? Philip Johnson had a, uso la D al final de had. No digo had, digo had a busy morning. Yesterday, Philip Johnson had a busy morning. Had a busy morning. Je sais, French. Usually, o como los argentinos y uruguayos. Yo sé, Usually, he gets up. Esto es presente ahora. Usually he gets up at 7:30 every morning. But yesterday he got up, very irregular. Yesterday he got up at 7 because his wife, Nancy, tuvo que salir de casa, had to leave home very early to take a report to a client of hers. A client of mine, no. A client of yours, no. A client of Philip's, no. A client of hers. You remember, Nancy Johnson is an interior decorator, an interior designer, and she's freelance. She's an independent designer, so she has clients. Okay. And she had to leave home yesterday very early to take a report to a client of hers, 70 miles from Lincoln. Wow, that's 120 kilometers. Wow, it's a long distance. I hope it's a very good client. 70 miles from Lincoln. Nancy left home. left home. Se fue, se marchó de casa. Salió de casa. Tres formas. Se fue de casa, salió de casa, se marchó de casa. She left home. She left home, left home, left home. Every day she leaves home. Yesterday she left home. Nancy left home at 7:25. And Philip made breakfast. La da 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 da. Da 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 da. You see it here. Philip made breakfast for himself and for the children. The children. Usually, Nancy makes breakfast for all three. She doesn't make breakfast for me, but she makes breakfast for her husband and her children. Usually, Nancy makes, third person singular, present tense. Usually, Nancy makes breakfast for all three, but yesterday was an exception. Yes, Philip took a shower and had breakfast before the children got up. Menos mal. It's difficult to make breakfast for them if they got up before he does. Well, they wait. He took a shower. La da da da. Probably he washed his hair. Yeah, he shaved. Probably. No tiene barba. No, he shaved. Probably. He got dressed. And then, mira, está haciendo las. He's frying eggs with a tie. No tiene delantal. He's not wearing an apron. Escrito apron. He's not wearing an apron. Casi como April, como el mes pero con N. Apron. He's not wearing an apron. He needs to be careful, in my opinion. What do you think? Do you think he needs to be careful? Frying eggs and making toast? All right. Friendo huevos. Yes. Yeah. Let's see. I lost my place. Philip took a shower and had breakfast before the children got up. He prepared. Os cuesta, eh? No sé. He prepared fried eggs. Aquí sí enlazo. Fried eggs. He prepared fried eggs and toast. Pan tostado. For Michael and Denise, the two children. And at 8:30, he entra en el coche. And at 8:30, he took them to school. First Michael's school and then Denise's. He got to the office at 10 minutes past 9. So he got to the office 10 minutes late. Yeah. Usually he gets to the office at 9 o'clock. But yesterday he got to the office at 9:10. 10 minutes past 9. He had 3 meetings during the morning. He had 3 meetings. Not two and not 4, but 3. No dos ni cuatro, sino 3. Not 2 and not 4, but 3. He had 3 meetings during the morning. The first one, la primera, the first one was at 10 o'clock. With the bank's lawyer. Reunión con el abogado. Nothing's worse. Yeah, tener una reunión por la mañana con un abogado. Yes, with the bank's lawyer. They discutieron, o sea, conversaron sobre. En inglés, to discuss es discutir, claro, pero discutir civilizadamente un tema. Claro, en español, si dices discutir, anoche discutimos, se entiende que había pelea. Not in English. To discuss no tiene nada que ver con una riña, pelea, regañar. No. To discuss es simplemente charlar, hablar sobre un tema. That's to discuss. To have a discussion, tener una discusión, es tener una conversación in English sobre un tema específico. A discussion. It's nunca es acalorada. Una discusión no es acalorada nunca. Yeah. So that's an argument. Una discusión acalorada es argument. Se produce argument. Argumento, que tiene 2 significados en inglés. Argument, discusión acalorada, y también argumentación con razones. Argument. Arguir, argumentar. He prepared, excuse me, ¿dónde estoy? The first meeting, or the first one, was at 10 o'clock with the bank's lawyer. They discussed a problem with an important client who wanted to suspend payments on a loan. On a loan. Said, I don't want to continue paying. Okay. Maybe the client has a valid reason. Maybe the client has a válido, razón válida, a valid con V, a valid reason. Maybe he doesn't. Who knows? I don't know. You don't know. Well, nobody knows except the lawyer and Philip. Yes, they discussed a problem with an important client who wanted to suspend payments on a loan. They decided to wait. Alargar el problema, o sea, aplazar el problema. They decided to wait until. Hasta. They decided to wait until the meeting of the bank's board of directors. Board of directors or board of directors. Consejo de Administración. O sea, Consejo de Directores. Board of directors. So they decided to wait until the meeting of the board of directors. They decided to wait until the meeting of the bank's board of directors to make a final decision. To make a final decision. It must be important. Debe ser importante si lo van a elevar al consejo. If they're going to take this question to the board of directors, it must be an important problem. At 11:30, an hour and a half later, after the meeting with the lawyer. First a meeting with the lawyer, and then a meeting at 11:30 with the owner of a ceramic factory. Do you remember? At 11:30, Philip received the owner of a ceramic factory near Lincoln. Near Lincoln. The man needed $500,000. The man needed $500,000. Yes, to add a new building to his factory. Medio millón para añadir una nueva nave a su fábrica. Debe estar yendo bien la fábrica. Necesita aumentar producción. He needs to increase his production capacity. So, probably it's a good business for the bank to lend $500,000 to this man. Y además, and besides, Philip knows the man personally quite well. Yes, the ceramic factory is one of the best in Nebraska. Quiero decir que hay otros. The ceramic factory is one of the best. Como en Castellón hay muchos de cerámica. The ceramic factory is one of the best in Nebraska. And Philip knew the man very well and trusted him. Y se fiaba de él, o sea, tenía confianza en él. Do you trust me? Yeah? Do you trust me to help you with your English? I hope you trust me. Our relationship is based on mutual trust. You understand? I trust you, and you trust me. I trust you that you'll make an effort to improve. And you trust me that I will do my best to teach to the best of my ability. So, our relationship is based on mutual trust. No contract. We didn't sign a contract. And we didn't do a high five. And we didn't shake hands. Yes. It's mutual trust. All right. Yes. And in this case, Philip knew the man. Conocía al hombre y se fiaba o confiaba. Le tenía confianza en él. So Philip knew the man very well, and trusted him. So I'm sure the bank will give the man the money. Well, will lend the man $500,000. At 12 o'clock, Philip met, todo esto es ayer, se reunió con, y fíjate, Philip met. Meet también es conocer por primera vez. I met my wife many years ago. I met my wife before I married her. So, but met también es quedar con alguien en un lugar. Oye, ¿dónde quedamos? Bueno, quedemos en la esquina. Let's meet. Pero meet también es reunirse con. O sea, tiene varios significados parecidos, pero they met. So at 12 o'clock, Philip met with the chief commercial officer of the bank to discuss a salary question concerning, referente a, concerning, regarding, los dos nos valen, sin otra preposición, concerning an employee, concerning one of the employees, regarding one of the employees. No se dice concerning with, ni concerning to, ni regarding with. Sí se dice with regard to, or in regards to, pero concerning. Yo recomiendo concerning. Es muy fácil, muy socorrido. Concerniente a, concerning. O regarding. Lo que más te guste, más te resulte fácil de pronunciar. Más fácil. So, at 12, Philip met with the chief commercial officer of the bank to discuss a salary question concerning one of the employees in the commercial department. He went to lunch with the same person, with the chief commercial officer at 12:30. They had lunch in a small restaurant near the office. Lincoln is not very big. The population of Lincoln, Nebraska is about 150,000 people. And 40,000 people are involved with the University of Nebraska. A very good, very big, very good university, excellent university in Lincoln. Lincoln's the capital of Nebraska. So, what do we know about Philip? Well, he had a busy day. He got up early. He made breakfast for himself and his children. He took his children to school. He got to the office 10 minutes late. He had 3 meetings during the morning. The first, he met with the bank's lawyer first. And then he met with, ¿quién era? He met with the owner of a ceramics factory. And finally, he met with the chief commercial officer. Se hizo de moda en los 50 y 60. In the 1950s, in the 1960s, in the United States, it became popular to use military terminology in the business world. Crazy. So, instead of managing director, chief executive officer. Instead of planning, logistics. Instead of plan, strategy and tactics. Chief financial officer. Everything is becoming military. I don't personally like it, but that's life. Así es la vida, that's life. That's life. It's the CEO, el CEO. Hasta en España se dice, ¿quién es el CEO aquí? Cuidado, porque en inglés se dice CEO. It's interesting. English is a crazy language. One pronunciation mistake you make, people don't understand you. Who's the CEO here? Excuse me? Who's the CEO in this company? The what? The CEO. You can repeat it 25,000 times. People don't understand. The CEO. Eso decía, CEO. No, CEO. CEO es staccato. CEO. CEO. Who's the CEO? CEO, CEO, CEO. Si no lo dices así, no lo digas. Deep Managing Director, que es lo mismo. Consejero delegado. The CEO. Es el que dirige el cotarro, pero miembro del consejo. Es el consejero delegado con la función gerencial. That's the consejero delegado in Spanish. And in English, the managing director or the chief executive officer, CEO, CEO, CEO. All right. So, he met with 3 people during the morning. The last person he met with was the chief commercial officer. And the meeting started at 12 o'clock. But at 12:30, they went to lunch. Probably during the lunch, they continued talking about the salary question for one of the employees in the commercial department, but maybe not. When I have business lunches, I don't talk business. Well, sometimes in a business lunch, I'll talk business at the coffee, the last 5 minutes, especially with my lawyer. And we tell jokes. My lawyer and I, we have lunch together once a month. The company lawyer. I don't have a personal lawyer, but the company. And so we tell jokes for an hour and a half. And then with the coffee, we said, oh, well, a propósito de ese asunto. Well, about that subject of the employee in the commercial department. So we continue. That's a business lunch. All right, Philip Johnson, he did a lot of things yesterday. But tomorrow, maybe with Nancy, who knows? If we have time, we'll do Nancy Johnson tomorrow. See you tomorrow.